Win or lose, every vote for a Libertarian Party candidate sends a message that you are fed up with what the Republicans and Democrats are delivering and that you want more freedom. Wes Benedict, former Libertarian National Committee chair, author of Introduction to the Libertarian Party. All right, everybody, it is February 2nd and another 4th. So February 4th, let me get this correct. And it's another episode of the Libertarian Party Happenings, LP Happenings. You know, we hear all the time that there's this need for a third political party. Well, guess what? People, if you're watching, you're in luck. The Libertarian Party is that third party. We are alive and well and active. Each week, co-host Susan and I look across the vastness of tyranny to bring you the events that are happening within the Libertarian Party. Now, this week, Susan is out. I believe there's an event going on up in DC. I am not in attendance, but I believe that's where she is. Even if not, she is out this week. So I am running solo. I think I can manage. So let's dive right in and let's see what's going on in the Libertarian Party community this week and the following, this coming week and then the next 2 weeks. So let me explain that. What I do, I go to lp.org and they have an affiliate map of the United States. And I click on every single one. And then what I do from there is I look at the state calendars from their own websites. And then I report to you. I kind of summarize all this information. I just kind of bring it all together, package it all up, and I bring it nice and neat so that you have an idea of what's going on in the party. And the reason I do that was kind of out of my own frustration. I got online, I would see all these arguments about everything, and I would say, well, what are people doing in these other counties, these other states? Like, what's going on? What can I be excited about? Or what kind of ideas can I borrow? Right. Because I can't think of everything. And so I started kind of just figuring I would bring this information to you. And as I go along, I try to do better and better and better. And so if you are a regular audience member for LP Happenings, you're going to notice a couple small positive tweaks today that I've done a little bit differently. So the first thing that I do, I kind of break the show up into two segments. Number one, we look at a map and we see what's going on with a nice color-coded map. And I'm going to bring that map up in just a moment. And that's going to represent all the calendars, all the state party calendars that are empty. They will be in red. And then all of the state parties that have some sort of business meeting or social happening this coming week. And that week will be from the 5th until the 11th. And then after that, I look at what I might think of as, like, say, special events. These are events that are not your standard and typical event. They're not your standard social. They're not your standard business meeting. These are events like park cleanups, maybe a candidate rally, all kind of different things. And so then we kind of walk through every single one of them. And I'm excited to tell you that I actually have numbers now to associate with this map and everything. And just to back up a wee bit here, the special events, I go 2 weeks out. So anything that's happening is a regular, just kind of standard business or social. Those I go 1 week out. And then if it's a special event, then I go 2 weeks out. And the reason is since I'm doing it every 2 weeks, if you watch the show regularly, then you will have a 2 week notice of events coming up and you'll have time to prepare accordingly so that you can attend. So let's get in it and let's bring up this map that we have. So here we are. So again, empty calendar events and upcoming meetings. Now, if you're new, this looks new to you. But if you've seen the show before, then you'll notice that there's some stars on the map. And hopefully they're visible enough. If not, we'll correct that in the future. So what I've done is, again, anybody that's in red has an empty calendar, and that's as of today. And when I say empty calendar, I mean for the month of February. Now, if that changes between now and the end of the month, then I will report on that. So if, for instance, Alaska gets their butt in gear and they put something on the calendar in 2 weeks, well, then in 2 weeks, they will be showing green, right? So, or maybe at least a star. So the red represents anybody that has an empty calendar for the month of February. The green represents those states who have on their calendars a business or a social, whether it's at the state level or the local level, doesn't matter. That's coming up this next week, starting tomorrow, Monday, going through Sunday. And then the stars are or states that have special events. So these are events that, a candidate rally, maybe a training, just anything that's kind of out of the ordinary, that's something different, so that you have some knowledge of what's going on. Now, let's put this into numbers, and I don't have the numbers to put up on the screen, so I'm just going to tell them to you. The total numbers of state parties that have empty calendars is 14. There are 14 states, and these states are pretty regular. I'm looking at them. I think one or two of them, have had some events in the past, but they tend to be pretty regular. Most of these are recurring offenders. So if you're in one of these states that are red, then I don't want to say red states because that might confuse people. If you're in one of these states that is colored in red, then you need to reach out to your state party and say, "Hey, we need to get some events on there because this guy, he's kind of shaming us publicly, and like that's not cool. And I'm going to keep doing it. It's just the way I roll." Um, Now, what about the states in gray? Well, the states in gray, they don't have an empty calendar and they don't have an event coming up this week. But if they have a star, then they have a special event coming up within the next 2 weeks. So, for instance, California, if you were to go look at their map, they have their toward the middle of the month, I think, toward maybe the latter portion of the month, they have their annual or their annual state convention coming up. So that's on there, but it's not within the 2 weeks for a special event. So I'm not reporting on it yet. But they don't have any events coming up this week, at least not listed on their calendar. So it's possible that there are events. There could be many more events. There probably are, because I imagine that a lot of states are simply not utilizing this calendar as much as they should be. Now, you might be asking, why would I want to bring attention to this in the first place? What, beyond just like, hey, I wanted to know. Well, imagine if I am a new person who doesn't know anything about the Libertarian Party. And let's say that I'm in Wyoming and I go, Libertarian Party of Wyoming. Do they have a Libertarian Party? I'd be interested in knowing about Wyoming. So then I go there, I find their website, and then I go down and I look and I see that their events don't have anything. Okay. They must not be doing anything. Must be no reason for me to think about attending or even looking into this party because they don't seem to be busy. Now, one criticism that has been brought to my attention was, hey, not everybody, for one reason or another, wants to utilize the plug-in calendar that's there. That's fine because some of these states in green, some of these states with stars, they're not using a calendar app. I think WordPress is the predominant or maybe almost exclusive. I'm not entirely sure who is using WordPress or not, but I know a lot of them are. But they're not using a WordPress plugin. Some of them have it straight up text, which, by the way, I do kind of find annoying, but it's there. That information is there. And so if I was a user, a regular person, not a libertarian, trying to find out if there's any libertarian events that I might want to attend and look into this party, this crazy party that loves their guns and wants to deregulate everything, if I wanted to look into them, um, and if it's there, even in text, I find it. So therefore, I know I can attend. Other states, they have a link to a Google Calendar. So they utilize a Google Calendar. And I think some of them actually embed the calendar in their website, and others just literally have a link and you can click on it, opens up in a new tab, and then bam, you have access to their Google Calendar. So even if you don't utilize the plugin, the fact of the matter is you are a state party who has a state, I mean, I'm starting a state, but an official website that people can find through a search. And when they go there, they should be able to find information about what's going on with the Libertarian Party. That isn't a, like, I know there's been some rumblings, like some state parties maybe don't get along so well with the national party. That's too bad. Because if I'm a regular person coming to your website, I'm expecting to see events or ways that I can connect. And if I don't see them, then I assume that you're not active. So all that squabbling aside, doesn't matter to the everyday Joe. They're coming to your website and they're looking for information. That information needs to be there. So I'm presenting it to the wide world, the worldwide waste of time. So that's what we got now. Let's see, what else do we got? States with socials or business meetings that are coming up. There are 22 states in green with a total of 50 events occurring throughout the US. That's coming up this week. There are 50 events coming up for the Libertarian Party. Now those are ones that I know about. So there could be states in green who have affiliates that maybe just didn't get their information put up on the website, right? There could be states in gray that don't have their stuff on the website. There could be states in red that don't have their stuff on the website. So 50 events, why you might say, well, that's just not very many. That is probably a lower number. We also are a third party, kind of a, we're the third largest party, but we're relatively small compared to the big two, the Republicans and the Democrats. But again, this is to show you what's going on. And then as far as special events, there are, and I don't have the state count, so I apologize, but there are 13 special events that we'll be walking through. In fact, let's go ahead and walk right on through them. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what events are coming up this week that we can be excited about. Pardon my voice. Now, what I did in the past, I kind of had these done in chronological order, and then I kind of went away from that. I'm back to doing that now because I've changed kind of some of my processes that it makes it a little bit easier for me to get this information put together and then organized in the way that I want it. So we're back to doing this chronologically, which means I think there's a couple of states in here that will go to the state once, and then we'll go to some other states and see what events are there, and then we'll come back to that state. And that's just because the timing of the events. So these events are now in chronological order. Number one. Oh, let me share the screen here. Always got to share that screen. So let's see here. We've got in North Carolina. All right. Yeah. North Carolina, their gubernatorial debate coming up. So there it is. Perfect. All right. So upcoming, the gubernatorial debate in North Carolina. Mark your calendars, February 5th. This is tomorrow. Hopefully you watched the show this last week, and you would have known about it. Mark your calendars, February 5th, starting at 6 p.m. for a town hall style debate sponsored by the North Carolina Forward Party. Join us at the Camino Institute in Charlotte as Democratic candidate Michael Morgan, Republican candidate Dale Folwell, Green Party candidate Wayne Turner, and Libertarian candidates, plural, Shannon Bray and Mike Ross make the case for their vision for North Carolina's future. This live event will run for approximately 2 hours, followed by 30 minutes to meet and talk with the candidates. Audience members will have an opportunity to submit questions in one of five key policy areas. Any questions that the candidates are unable to answer during the event will be sent for a written response. Ample available parking, and the venue is accessible by the light rail. If you're in Charlotte, you know what the light rail is. That's simply a like a little railroad that that allows people to go from one end of Charlotte. I don't know, it's quite one end, but travel around Charlotte a bit, much more quickly. Attendance, it's free, but the space is limited. So hopefully they still have some space. This is tomorrow, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Camino Institute on Tryon Street. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. So looking forward I hope you're looking forward to attending this if you're in the Charlotte area. So again, this is going to be a gubernatorial debate between Democratic candidate Michael Morgan, Republican candidate Dale Folwell, Green Party Wayne Turner, and Libertarian candidates Shannon Bray and Mike Ross. And so they're going to do their best to convince people that they are the ones that voters should give their vote to. All right, now let's move on over. We're going to jump over to Montana. And this is a recurring event. So this is Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So the next one coming up is February 7th, and that's going to be Mike Termott. And it's an online meetup, which is great. No shade to anybody that's doing online stuff. Sometimes schedules just don't work out, and you take what you can get. You know, candidates can only be in so many places and get to so many places in a certain amount of time. And I think it's very good when affiliates, when they can, if they can't get you live, well then do it online. Make it happen. So you can go to the Montana website and you can find out the information here. You can scan this if you can see it on the screen well enough. This is every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So the next one, this Wednesday, it's going to have Mike Termott. He's going to be there for you to have a conversation with. Let's see, do they have any specific details? They just said learn what the Libertarians stand for, ask a question, or just watch and listen. So this is going to be, and they've got the Zoom meeting here. So you're welcome. All are welcome to join. So even if you're not in Montana, if you're in a neighboring state, or maybe even here in Florida, and you just want to watch and see, there you go. All right, jumping on over to Oklahoma here. We have the Oklahoma Presidential Preference Primary Forum. This is going to be at the Rose State College in the Student Union Ballroom. Jacob Hornberger and Chase Oliver are going to participate in a primary forum. Are there any more details about this? There are no further details about this. So if you're in Oklahoma and you happen to be in Midwest City or any surrounding area, Midwest City, I encourage you to attend Rose State College for the Oklahoma Presidential Preference Primary Forum. I do not know the details. I do not know if there's going to be any other speakers involved. I assume probably not. They would have listed them. But I encourage you to attend. This is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Let's see. And that's literally all the details. States, if you're out there listening in, a little more details to help out, but hey, I appreciate the fact that you get this up on the calendar. So that's awesome. Attend that again, February 7th, which is this coming Wednesday as well. Moving right along, Jacob Hornberger is going to be having an online meet and greet this Thursday, February 8th. This is going to be for New Jersey Libertarian Party. And this is all the details you got here. It's a Zoom. So basically click on the Zoom, listen in, ask Mr. Hornberger some questions. This is a meet and greet. So if you haven't had a chance to meet with him, or you've got some questions, like there's some debates out there between the Libertarian Party presidential nominee candidates. And maybe you've watched one of those debates and you've got some further questions. Well, I encourage you to jump on these Zoom calls when you see one of those candidates and ask them some of the tough questions. I mean, don't be rude, but hold their feet to the fire, right? Show them that they got to be ready. At any rate, Thursday, February 8th, and this is 8:30 to 9:30, so it's 1 hour. I encourage you to go. Here's all the information that you need to know. Let's see. Moving along, we're going to jump over to South Carolina, and we've got this campaign information session. This is the second Friday. I think this is a recurring event. So, February 9th, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. They want to know, are you thinking about running for office and have any questions? Maybe you want to find out more about the process, or you want to talk about strategy or volunteering to help on somebody's campaign. Join their twice monthly campaign, one of their twice monthly campaign information session. This is where you get to learn how you can be a part of a candidate's campaign. Maybe you want to be a candidate, or maybe you just want to help. Whatever the case is, this is your opportunity to go and get them questions in. That way, when you get to the campaign, you can hit it running. You have some of the answers that you need to get in there and be effective. So let's see what we got here. This is a video call, so it's not an in person. They have the link. It's a Google Meet. Yeah, it's a Google Meet. So you can attend it via Google Meet. I don't believe I could be wrong on this, but I don't believe that it's required that you be logged in. But you might need to be logged in through your Google account. I'm not entirely certain about that. So, but again, this is February 9th. So that's this coming Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's going to be Eastern time. Yes, Eastern time because this is South Carolina. All right, we're going to jump on over to Libertarian Party of Kansas. And we've got this interesting one, The War on Journalism. It's a film screening. It's this Saturday, February 10th from 1 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. It's going to be at the Tallgrass Film Center. And this is in Wichita, Kansas. So what do we got here? The War on Journalism, the case of Julian Assange. If you're a libertarian, you probably are very familiar with Julian Assange, so maybe bring a friend. A film by Juan Passarelli. Saturday, February 10th, at the Tallgrass Film Center. Julian Assange, founder of WikiLeaks, has been imprisoned in London as U.S. officials push to have him extradited to stand trial for allegedly committing espionage. Now, when we say allegedly, that's where we're speaking in legal terms, because pretty sure that every libertarian would agree there was no allegedly, because he did not commit espionage. He simply said, you know what? Here's a trove of information that the American public should know about. Espionage, and I'm not giving you a formal definition, but espionage is where somebody takes information from one country and they give it to another country for the purposes of helping the other country. That's not what he did. What he did was help the American public become more informed. Now, he did put it out on the internet, so people from other countries had access to it. So in that way, that's where they're probably trying to charge him with espionage. I don't know the formal details specifically, but again, this was not something that was clandestinely given, taken from one country, from your government, to and given to another government. That's not how it worked. That's not what the intent was. The intent was to inform people the negative things that the US government was trying to keep under wraps and they didn't want people to know about. Join us as we learn more about the history of his case, where it currently stands, and what we can do about it. Free tickets right here. Nice big button. Free. Get free tickets. We're not going to argue with the word free. Just go get them. Okay. So this is again Saturday, this coming Saturday, 1 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. at the Tallgrass Film Center in Wichita, Kansas. I encourage you to attend. Bring a friend. If you're already familiar with I was going to say espionage. If you're already familiar with Julian Assange, then cool. Go there, see if there's anything else that you maybe didn't know that's in the video, or bring a friend or two and introduce them so that they can start understanding what's really going on. All right, we're going to hop on over to the Libertarian Party of Texas. And we've got convention leader training option one. I'm not entirely sure what option one is. There's an option two as we go down the line here. This Saturday, February 10th at 2 p.m., they're going to have convention leader training. Presenter Jesse Cowart and others from the LP Texas Credentials Committee. Their purpose is going to be county chairs and other leaders are encouraged to join this training on the essentials of facilitating the precinct, county, and district conventions taking place in March 2024. Those interested in being delegates are also welcome to join. So if you're a lead in leadership, you're a county chair, or you're in some other leadership, you should attend so that you understand how to best facilitate whatever convention that you may be participating in a leadership role. And I assume that this is open to others, but there's an email you can reach out and find out if you are not in leadership. Maybe this is something that can help you prepare to become a leader in the future, because this is information that you will want to know. So again, this is Saturday, February 10th at 2 p.m. And where is the location? This is a Zoom event. So you don't even have to leave your house. You don't even have to get out of your pajamas at 2 p.m. You can literally wake up at 1 p.m. after a tough night of partying the night away. Wake up at 1 p.m., brush your teeth. Oh, look, brush it. Like, it might be funny, but I brush my teeth before every single episode. No joke. It's not a joke. Brush your teeth, just as a matter of good habit, um, and attend at 2 p.m. the convention leader training. All right, let's see. What else do we got here? South Carolina. We're going to jump back on over to South Carolina. We've got the Low Country Adopt a Highway Cleanup. This event runs from 10, it's a recurring event. This next one is going to be February 10th. So that's this Saturday. This is going to be at the corner of Savannah Highway and Wesley Drive. This is in Charleston, South Carolina. And this is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Any other events? Perfect. Right here. Details. The Libertarian Party of Charleston County adopted a highway. We've adopted southbound on Savannah Highway from Farmfield Avenue to Wesley Drive. Come help us do our part and give back to the community. Meet at the intersection of Savannah Highway and Wesley Drive to start. We will be in the parking lot down by the Sherwin-Williams and the tire store. We will have safety vest on. I encourage that. Nobody wants to get hit. Want to go home so that we can do this again and do other events. See you there. And they've got a little map there, even in case you need it. Look, the ice cream place right close by. So once you're done, you can go get ice cream. Pat yourself on the back for a good job, a good hard day's worth of work for 2 hours. You totally can make this. I encourage you, libertarians. You've got this. So February 10th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., head on out to the Low Country Adopt a Highway Cleanup. Details are here. This is again in Charleston, South Carolina, and they've got the location here with a map and specific instructions on how to find them. All right. Remember earlier when I was talking about the Google calendars? So let's see what we got here. Joshua Smith Q&A. This is going to be for the New Jersey party. Actually, I think we had one prior, but this is another one. So New Jersey had one a little bit ago. Let's see. They had the Jacob Hornberger on February 8th. And then this one is Joshua Smith for a Q&A on February 12th, Monday, from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then you're going to have a Zoom call. So again, details are right here. You can just click on it. Disregard the calendar of mine that's in the background. We've got, Monday. I will not be on the call because I have basketball for my son, as you can see there. And then I've got to take the trash out on Tuesday. Maybe I'll clean that up so we don't have my personal life showing all over. And then we can do it like that. All right. Anyway, moving right along here. Libertarian Party of Iowa, they are having their state convention coming up. This is awesome. 2024 state convention, February 16th through February 17th. This is going to be at the Holiday Inn in Des Moines, Iowa. And let's see what else we got here. Join us for the LPIA 2024 convention. Big old button there for to book the hotel. Why is convention important? The state convention plays an important role in the governing of our party, selecting those who will manage the party's public face and assets, and in selecting the Iowa delegates to the Libertarian National Convention, which comes up this May. Credentialed state delegates to the convention shall be those who are registered libertarians in the state of Iowa and elected via county convention to be a state delegate. I'm not going to read all this. You can go and read the rest of it. What's the schedule of events? So it looks like they have Friday night. They're going to have a social. You have, let's see, meet and greet with appetizers, 7 to 9 p.m. Guest of honor, Chase Oliver, Mike Termott, and Art Olivier. So I think it's Olivier. So I'm not familiar with who Art Olivier is. Speaking a little too fast. I'm not familiar with who Art Olivier is, but Chase Oliver and Mike Termott, if you've been under a rock for some time, they are two of 6 really active presidential candidates for the Libertarian presidential nominee. There are There are some more, but these are, they're two of the six most active. Then Saturday, they're going to get down to the nitty gritty. That's the business. So they'll go through all the business. And let's see what we got here. They're going to have Dr. Jeremy Kidd, Do We Act? Speaking on the title of his speech, Do We Act Like Elections Are Important? Sounds interesting. I'd like to go, but I'm not going to be up in Iowa anytime soon. And they're going to have a presidential candidate forum moderated by Thomas Lane. Lane. I'm going to go with Lane. And maybe Art Olivier is a candidate. That's what it seems like. So Art Olivier is going to be attending in person. So this is under the presidential candidate forum. Mike Termott, Chase Oliver. So Mike Termott will be in person. Chase Oliver by Zoom. Jacob Hornberger by Zoom. Michael Rechtenwald and Lars Mapstead all by Zoom. So you'll have two people in person that you can ask questions of. And I assume that they'll have all their audio set up so that you can ask questions for the other four who will be present by Zoom. And so they have all the prices here for you to be able to attend. I encourage you, no matter what state you're in, to find out what when your convention is. Now, Florida's already passed, so if you're watching from Florida, boo-hoo, you missed it. But other states, they are still having theirs upcoming. So this one is the Libertarian Party of Iowa, and that again is February 16th and 17th. So I encourage you to attend. It is in Des Moines, Iowa, at the Holiday Inn downtown. All right, we got three more events here. Next up, we are going to jump on over to Texas, and we've got a candidate mixer. Friday, February 16th at 6 p.m. This is going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott in College Station, Texas. Join us for an exciting candidate mixer at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel Bar in College Station. Connect with local candidates, share ideas, and be a part of the political buzz in our community. Your presence matters. Let's make this event memorable. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if I can make this screen a little bit bigger. Can I? Make this image a little bigger. There we go. There we are. All right. Brazos County. It's their candidate mixer. So they're going to have Mike Sutherland, Jeff Miller, Chase Cameron, Clyde Garland, Austin Kelly, and Bill Kelsey. And that's going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott in College Station, Texas, February 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. So I encourage you to attend this candidate mixer. I don't know what positions these candidates are seeking, so you will have to go and check it out. But I encourage you to go. Like, do these things. These support your parties. They're putting a lot of work to do these kind of events. All right, let's see. And then let's see, that was I should have done these two back to back. So I apologize. We're going to jump back on over to Iowa. And there's a 2024 Libertarian Party of Iowa dinner. So I assume, let's see, February 17th. So this is apparently after the convention. So I apologize. It just happened to, in the chronological date order, it kind of got things messed up a little bit. So they're going to have a 2024 Libertarian Party of Iowa dinner with Tulsi Gabbard. How about that? I get it, folks. I get it. I hear you. People have already complained a lot about this person and that person who's not a libertarian. Why are they coming to our conventions? Well, how else are you going to reach the outside world if you only have the people that are in your community coming? What draw is there? And when I say what draw is there, I mean, some of these names are very popular and very well known by people outside of the Libertarian Party or the libertarian community. So one good way to get them to attend is to come. Then you can corner them, talk about how all the ideas that Tulsi said were bad, right? So all is not lost. You just got to figure out how to work it, right? Please join us for a dinner reception on Saturday, February 17th at 5 p.m., featuring keynote remarks by four-term Congresswoman, 2020 presidential candidate, and U.S. Army Reserve Lieutenant Colonel Tulsi Gabbard. By the way, she's not even running for office anyway, so no big deal. A veteran with 3 deployments to war zones in the Middle East and Africa, Tulsi Gabbard has served in uniform for more than 21 years and currently commands the 440th Civil Affairs Battalion. She leads her nonprofit organization, We Must Protect, and will soon release a memoir entitled For Love of Country, Why I Left the Democratic Party. I have to read that. All right. There's more information. I'm not going to read everything, but let's see. We got tickets. $100 for the VIP reception, $100 for the individual dinner with the keynote speaker. Couples dinner, 175. With VIP add-on, it's 350. Full table. If you've got the deep pockets, full table, 8 tickets, $1,200. And then 2,000 for the VIP add-on for those with the deep pockets who want to buy a full table and bring their whole family. Let's see. And then they got some other options here. Oh, I can read those too. The Hayek level of sponsorship is $250. And that is you're honored as a sponsor for the evening and prime seating for dinner. Spooner level is $500. You get the same thing as the Hayek level, plus you get a single ticket to the VIP reception and prime seating. And then the Rothbard level is $750. You get 2 tickets along with everything else. So again, this event is going to be February 17th, and this is also at the Holiday Inn in Des Moines downtown, Des Moines, Iowa, February 17th from 5:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. after convention has completed. So they will be having the convention again in Iowa, February 16th and 17th. And then after that, they've got this nice dinner that they're putting on. If you can afford it and you're going to be in the area, I encourage you to go. And then let's see. Last but not least, remember that option 1, option 2. Here's option 2. I don't really Oh, I think I know. I think I know. I think I know. Since they're not together, let's see. Where is it here? Um, February 10th at 2 p.m. And then this one is February 17th. Okay, so I don't know. I thought maybe they were on the same day or something, but that wouldn't have made sense because these are all in chronological order. All right. Anyway, moving right along, convention leader training, Saturday, February 17th at 4:30 p.m. And this is in the Courtyard by Marriott, College Station, Texas. Again, this is very similar to the other one. County chairs, other leaders are encouraged to join training on essentials of facilitating precinct, county, and district conventions that are taking place in March. So if you are in leadership, I encourage you to go. If you want to be in leadership and they permit it, then I would encourage you to go. And you have 2 dates to attend. There's option 1, option 2. Option 1 is February 10th. Option 2 is February 17th. So there's no excuse for you to not even try to go because you have 2 days for which you can attend, and I'm giving you ample notice. All right. That concludes the show for tonight, folks. So remember, we have 14 state parties that need to get it together and get out of the red. You need to get something on your calendar. You have 22 states that are having a social or a business meeting of some sort, some recurring meeting happening this week. 50 events. And then there are 13 events, and I didn't get the number of states, but I will do that next time. There are 13 special events that are happening. And again, these numbers probably are low, almost all but guaranteed low, because not everybody's got everything on their calendars. And that is why I do the show, so that we can encourage the states to get that information on the calendars and then inspire people to see what's going on in other states and copy their ideas. There have been a few ideas where I've looked and said, "Wow, that's really cool. I think I might like to do that myself as a local affiliate chair here in Jacksonville." All right, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you found the episode informative and inspiring. I want you to catch me Monday through Friday, weekdays, 7 a.m. Eastern, for an informed discussion on politics and culture. And then again on Sundays at 7 p.m. with my co-host, Susan Hogarth, to discuss LP happenings. She's out today because she is traveling, but we expect her to be back next week. Make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, or if you prefer, my Rumble channel. You can go to youtube.libertydad.com, or you can go to rumble.libertydad.com and subscribe there. By the way, while you're there, throw me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I do read them. And finally, I want you to remember that if you are a champion of liberty, your business is people and your product is liberty. I want you to have a great week. But for now, I am out.